Hello? Where am I? Where am I? Oh, there I am. It took it a I have the stream open over here, and it took it a second for it to pop up. Oh, no. Uh, mhm, mhm. Something. Mhm. I've gotta assume that by and large, the trend for the series from this point onward will be longer and longer opening cutscenes, especially as we enter like the FMV era. Mhm. Uh, yeah, it it does have a relatively quick opening. Thinking about it, just because there's it does like immediately in medias res throw you into a fight. Um, uh, no worries, I'm in the same position. Oh, do you make a new source for every game? Fair enough. Uh, Basically, there's an option where you can like switch. Once you've made a source, just switch it to a different one. Uh, but it. Yeah, whatever works works. You should probably just do some cleanup down the line. I definitely have needed to do some cleanup. I did a little bit recently, and I need to go back through. Yeah, the audio stuff does inherently make it a little more complicated. I really need to just throw some shit into folders because they do let you do that, but organization, not one of my strong suits. Hmm. Hmm. Makes sense. What? How would that even?
Why did you swap off of my microphone disc? OBS. Why?
OBS loves to fucking do that when you restart your
Why does it?
computer.
Oh no! Oh, that's muted on purpose. I muted that on purpose. Hello, hello.
Yeah, OBS just loves to do that.
OBS loves to do weird shit to microphones. All right,
It must have seemed like I was losing my mind for a bit on stream there because you were doing most of the talking and I was just kind of going, uh-huh, yeah.
Yeah, sound shouldn't be crunchy because this is not an Elgato game. This is just a game on my PC, and Elgato is the only thing that gets that crunchy audio. That's why it's so weird. It's just my Elgato. I wonder if maybe it's just something went wrong with my card.
Deal with that in the future too.
Yeah. Yeah, we figured it out last time. Is just that if I just use OBS, I don't need to worry about it. It's just the Elgato capture program, I think, is the issue. But anyways, I was muted when I was saying this. So Final Fantasy V. Final Fantasy V is the Final Fantasy V is the second Final Fantasy that I ever beat, and currently, of all the ones I've played, my personal favorite. I love this game a lot. I have done the Final Fantasy V 4-job Fiesta about 4 times so far. You are doing a weird thing where you're like kind of like fading away for like a split second on stream.
That's normal for me.
Oh, I see. It's a weird. It looks like a weird separate thing from when you're talking almost. But I guess it's just how Fugi is. It's just the little transition.
They might have added a new setting without telling anybody. And just activated it on all things. So
yeah.
It might be completely.
And also, I don't know if I was muted when I said this or not, but I don't have my headphones. My microphone is I don't have my headphones today, so sound might come through on my microphone a bit, and I apologize for that. Final Fantasy V It's going to take a bit before we can really mess with the audio on it because these pixel remasters don't let us mess with audio until we can get to play the game. And Final Fantasy V has a bit of an opening cutscene. But without further ado, let's get a job.
Sounds good. You know, I was thinking about it. This is the second time we're going to be streaming this game together.
Yeah. But now I'm in control.
Yeah, and I get to sit back and make jokes.
Yep. Yeah, for those not super familiar with Final Fantasy V who may be watching, Final Fantasy V is the first game to have the job system, which we will get to very shortly.
Well, technically the second, but like
well,
the first one to have the job.
The first one to have to really refine the job system into what it's more known for in the various Final Fantasy games it comes about in. The Final Fantasy III job system is a little weird. We went over that.
Yeah, the 3 job system is much more like another piece of equipment, and you get better jobs as you go. That's not really the case here.
Yeah, Final Fantasy V is also perhaps the most lighthearted overall of the Pixel Final Fantasies. It is very Saturday morning cartoon, as many people would describe it.
Kinda.
Yeah, I mean it's not like it doesn't have its own share of like serious events.
People do die.
Yeah, there's a lot of death, definitely, but like it definitely goes for it definitely has sort of a tone that is a bit less melodramatic than something like 4 is at times. Although 4 obviously has its silliness too.
I would say it's a similar tone to 3, honestly.
Yeah.
Like 3, it's been a pattern that so far the odd-numbered games are the slightly lighter ones, and the even-numbered ones are the ones that kind of try and go hard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that keeps up long-term, because I would not call it... 7's got some pretty funny moments. It's not lighthearted.
No, 7's not a lighthearted game overall.
8's all over the map. I don't even know how to describe the tone of 8, to be honest. And then 9's kind of light again.
9's pretty silly. 9's pretty lighthearted overall, except for the parts where it's not. But you know, that's all of these games.
There is still fucked up stuff in
Yeah. I've got to hurry.
He's gotta hurry.
Yeah, this is, I think, this is possibly the longest sort of opening of the Pixel games. I think even 6's is technically shorter in terms of time between pushing start and controlling a character.
Maybe, but at the same time, 6's also has, like...
6's is, I don't know, it's definitely, I think it's a case of, like, 6's...
feels like it takes forever every time.
Yeah, 6's is paced in a way that's meant to make it feel slow, for sure. Meant to be slow, for sure. Because it's a slow, plodding walk-up and all that.
Wow, they really went hard on making the crystal exploding look epic.
Yeah.
More lens flares than the Sprite comic.
There he is! The boy! And also Bart's.
Bart's make fire. Bart's discover fire.
Oh, that's very nice. That's a nice little flame effect on the meteor there.
Yeah, in the original it kind of was just a big rock.
Yeah.
Well, I say original, I'm thinking of GBA original, that's what I think.
Alright. Take this down to about here. See what other settings do I want to mess with right now. I want to turn on cursor memory. Yeah, I like these, I like these. Yep. Alright, now I have to go into my computer settings to get the system audio properly. And then I'm gonna turn you up just a little bit because I have adjusted my speakers instead to make that a little easier.
Woo. I'm loud now.
Loud and rude. And mad online. Alright. I think this should be. I think we're good. I think we will go with what we got here and see how it goes. So yeah, we start out with a chocobo. My God, it's a brand new world. Gotta go investigate a rock from space.
I've decided my gimmick for this stream, because clearly I need a gimmick, is going to be I'm gonna Matt tap this shit and try and prove that this game is super dark and edgy, actually.
Secretly what?
Super dark and edgy, actually.
Oh my God.
Like these goblins, who knows what actual purpose they had. Maybe they were here to rescue her, actually.
Yeah, we came and killed the goblins.
And you just murdered them. Clearly, this is dark.
Hey, congratulations on your good score.
Time to pick a name.
Time
Gungaga.
to name. Oh, right, because I have the good font, so it pops off the screen here. It's important.
Fair enough.
Butts. I wonder if this rock turned off the wind.
That's normal. No, it's the other rock that turned off the wind. Much more important one. You could probably do like an XKCD style science breakdown thing of exactly how fucked up would the world get if the wind just stopped somehow.
Oh, incredibly fucked up, for sure.
Yeah, it would get incredibly fucked up. Presumably that would mean that, like, CO2 would just collect in, like, cities and not leave them. So people would just start dropping dead.
Yeah. Galuf. Old man of Final Fantasy V. Gotta remember to look at the art gallery at the end of the stream, because the Amano art for Galuf is one of my favorites. A very lithe old man.
Wearing a full body leotard.
Yep.
It's a pretty good look.
You introduced Zappa to the Hyadin, the Four Fiends. Nice.
It's a good song.
It's very good. And then they got Hyadin to work on it for Final Fantasy XIV as well. It was great.
So what's our fiesta party?
I mean, my plan is just to sort of do what I feel like in this. I'm gonna for once try to play the game normal.
Yeah, Mara's taking the weighted training clothes off.
That or putting the weighted training clothes on, the weighted training clothes of choice paralysis.
I mean, I think the only thing you need to do to narrow things down is decide on, hey, what vague general role do I want each character to fill?
More or
what
less.
role do I need covered?
I'm gonna tell you this. We're starting with 4 blue mages. Until everybody has learning.
That's fair enough.
I should probably just get a list of blue magic up. So I know what I need to, where the stuff to grab is. Or I just don't bother blue mage at all, because blue mage is fucking busted.
Blue mage is either you need to get on it right away, or...
Oh, no, you need to get on it, like, immediately, because otherwise you are waiting until the end of the game to get some of those.
Yeah, I think... Don't you get White Wind very early on? And...
You get White Wind White Wind is weird. You have to go through... You have to manipulate it into your spell list, basically. Because it is a healing move. Very few enemies... No enemies are gonna just heal you of their own volition.
Yeah, it's meant to be a support class, and that's where it shines naturally. It's just also it has a handful of fucked up things that you can exploit systems with, like
its offensive magic is
flare or whatever.
Its offensive magic is largely stuff used for utility, regardless of its damage power. Like Vampire Kiss is pretty good early game. Because it does a decent amount of damage and it heals.
Yeah, I think they're only decent damage flare, and even then it's only damaging against things you can actually hit it with. It is a shame that the advanced classes only exist in advance, and also in advance you only get them at the end of the fucking game.
Yeah. The advanced classes are neat, but they are not in this, yeah. And yeah, Arrow is kind of the big one for magic. It's like, they have Arrow and they have Aqua Breath. Those are kind of the big magic.
Without bugs and exploits, which Final Fantasy has the strongest blue mages? I feel like it would actually be 11. It might be Bravely Default too, though.
Yeah, Bravely Default too is probably it.
I don't know the defaults well enough.
You're
always championing.
Yeah. The Bravely games are just FF5 on steroids, pretty much. So yeah. Because I was gonna say probably FF5, honestly, because blue magic in all the ones I know of with blue magic, like I don't know what blue magic is like in 11 necessarily, but like blue magic in every other game I know of it being in, it's just not as ridiculous as it is here.
I'm pretty sure in 11, like, a blue mage can basically fill any role in a party, which is fucked up.
Yeah.
In an MMO.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, they can do multiples at once, which is, you know, the typical thing for a blue mage, but it is especially fucked up in an MMO.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty good, Melly. I'm almost... It wouldn't really work given how they're designed, but I almost wish the, one of the Etrian Odyssey games had a blue mage type thing. Just a real fucked up class that could use monster skills.
That would be pretty neat.
You can use monster skills in some of the games, but it's through a process that involves a lot of grinding to get anything good.
Into Mysterious Cave.
This cave is too dangerous for chocobos. You're stuck in this tiny gap between that crevasse in this cave forever now. Goodbye, Boko. You'll die here.
Learning on someone and keep stuff up throughout the game, or just round up everything later. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of the two.
Like, I think there's... I could be wrong. I think there's like a few things that... I think there's a few things that are technically missable in World 2 because World 2 doesn't come... Like, a lot of World 2 stuff is just doesn't come back in the third world. But a lot of the early stuff comes back later if you miss it.
Third world's also late enough, I feel like, that you
Yep.
can really safely do everything before then anyway, as long as you know it's coming.
Yeah, you're right. It's more that you're waiting a really long time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a handful of them, if you miss them earlier on, are just, like, only in the void.
Yeah, pretty much. And they're a lot tougher to get then because shit hits like a truck. Yeah, Osmomagia is basically like the last resort of like, anything you missed, get it from him. Stroper. Also,
You'd think they'd give you an item early on, just give Galoof something, but...
yeah, you get there's a weapon in the first dungeon, so
It's true.
and things aren't so tough around here. You need to worry about it really.
Yeah, it's just funny that the old man is punching everything.
Yeah. Thank God for auto battle in the beginning of this game. Pirates.
Yar har har. Everybody loves a good keel hauling every now and then.
Yeah.
Let's rob them.
Let's just steal a pirate ship.
Self-destruct activated. Pirate base blowing up in
I
5
actually
minutes.
forget what pushing that does.
It destroys one of the pirates' entire cardiovascular system. Just explodes it. Go!
Yeah,
Go.
that's a good way to put it. Is the party feels like a tabletop group.
Yeah, a little bit. I love that he just gets behind the wheel and is just like, go! Go! Do the thing!
My God, she's a princess. Sparkle, sparkle.
Sheen, sheen, sparkle, sparkle.
Ah, home base song in Charlian. Right, it is. But yeah, like I think Val makes a good point of just like this does feel like the game overall. I think feels like what a D&D campaign generally feels like, or like there's a tabletop campaign of any kind. It's just like the measure of like
it's
silliness.
a little Slayers-y,
Yeah.
almost. Not quite to that level. Nobody's blowing up towns. But, you know, same just wild vibes of just sometimes people making fun of the genre they're in.
I went outside to go look for my dad, and then a meteor fell on me. So my day's been going kind of bad. A mystery connecting the pirate and the princess.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, there's a little sprite for the necklace. Neat. These pirates are so shocked. Also a lot of just fun little like sprite animations in this game.
Just think, what if a king owed us a favor? It's a big puppy.
It's a Pokemon.
Off we go. Oh, right.
Yep.
Immediate. Hey, do you want me to drive?
Yeah. No real reason not to. There's not really a point in going to this. Don't really need to go to like the town to go to the shops or anything really.
This is the one time in a pixel Final Fantasy that will tell you where you're supposed to go next. In this direct of terms. You'd better take advantage while you get a chance. Clearly, your dad is the source of all evil.
To the crystal. Good old heal jar.
A jar full of field allergies. So you've already gotten a stand named White Snake. What do you think the odds are on us getting a Leonard Skinner?
Not impossible. I could see that being a name you pulled someday. My god, a game we can save normally in again. Hey, congratulations.
Nice.
On the rank.
The game really doesn't take off until you actually get classes, so I don't have much to say at this point.
Yeah, no, we're just going through the Wind Temple.
It's the first dungeon in a game like this. Oftentimes they don't have much going on.
Yeah, we're just swinging, just attacking enemies to beat them up. Secret passageway to go right to the broadsword.
Thank goodness that Griffin can't see you. She's standing right in front of it.
Yep. We're gonna auto attack for a bit, but this boss does have a mechanic.
I like this version of boss thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's been a while since we played one of the Pixel remasters. Okay, the boss we didn't have to deal with the boss's mechanic. Been a while since we touched one of the Pixel remasters, but yeah, the music still really good. All the remixes, all the new versions of the music. Phoenix Down.
You'd think they'd call them Phoenix Ups, considering they revive you, but who knows what they were thinking.
Yeah, it could. What jokers they are over at Square Enix or Squaresoft.
You'd also think an X potion would be the weakest potion because it's not a potion anymore.
Yeah, it stopped being a potion. It retired.
Yeah.
Well, we don't do what every time. We aren't done nothing.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Millie.
Yeah.
They really went to efforts to make the crystals actually look like they have their elements at all.
Yeah.
Rather than just being big rocks.
Mm-hmm. Get some magic juice coming out of them. Devotion, the essence of water.
Water famously devoted.
Mm-hmm. Hope, the essence of Earth.
Very hopeful old man.
Quest, the essence of wind. I know it didn't say quest, but in my heart it said quest.
Johnny Quest, the essence of wind.
Oh wow, little ripple effect on him showing up. That's cool.
Then, you shouldn't have come here. not your father anymore.
Yeah. Quest, the essence of bread.
I am becoming something else. Sorry, I just like thinking about me on a day.
No, it's fine.
The game, not the other thing that implies. Well, time to eat them.
Crystals,
Chomp,
yum.
chomp, chomp. Gold?
The power of warriors of legend. Knight, monk, blue mage, thief, black mage, white mage. All of the Final Fantasy 1 jobs, and then also the fancy new toy that we want everyone to play with.
Mm-hmm. Blue mage and red mage are basically like cousins.
Yeah, except, you know, one is good and the other isn't.
Sometimes cousins can be shitty.
Yeah. But anyways, it's time for jobs. Everyone's gonna be a blue
I
mage.
had no idea you felt this way about blue mage.
Everyone's gonna be a blue mage for just a bit.
Red mage is like one of the handful of classes that still kind of feels like a 3-1 in the sense that it starts all right at the beginning of the game. It just gets outclassed because they really don't want high-level red mages to have unique options.
Yeah.
And you do at least get double cast.
Yeah.
Which is really good.
It just takes so long to get to double cast. It's kind of the big problem.
Yeah, it takes so long to get there. I guess you could start at the beginning of the game and just hold out, but I do think you'd be better just
start at the 3rd crystal, I think, but yeah.
I would say just holding out and grinding up later is a much better idea.
Yeah. No, I know how the job system works. I know this is.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
Really?
I don't need to go through a tutorial. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Chocobo. I'm sure you worked very hard on your presentation, but also...
Well, like, you start with one job that everybody's in, and then at the next crystal, you can swap people to the second job you get. Oh, it's Nutkin. Everybody loves Nutkin.
Nutkin! Okay, well, while we are grinding to get learning on everybody, and also blue magic on some people, on at least 1 or 2 people, or at least 1 person. Let's see, can I get back into? Can I get back into the cave? What? Wait a minute. Can I not get back in? I guess not. Where?
There was a down arrow when you were down there.
Oh yeah, I can go. I go over here. That's right. Boko is gone.
Oh my god, Boko's already dead. Boko died in the cave of Ligma. I don't think I've ever actually gone back to check on Boko. I'm a horrible Chocobo owner.
Monster.
Just an absolute fiend, I am.
Come on. There we go. Learned vampire.
You're a vampire. A vampire.
I'm a vampire. I'm a vampire. God dang it. I forgot I Maybe I should turn off memory, cursor memory.
Yeah, if it's just messing you up. It's meant to be a convenience option. If it is being the opposite of that, you should probably change
The bummer here is that it doesn't. This doesn't. The one thing if anything, I wish they had kept from the Game Boy Advance version is the D-pad menu. That's the thing I wish this had, because I'm so used to that. Oh, I just noticed. It's counting down ABP on the level up screen here. That's convenient.
That's an interesting UI change. It kind of makes sense.
It's kind of convenient.
It lets you know progress without having to, like, go into the menu and see what progress actually is.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be kind of fun if they did that for XP, too.
Yeah.
But, you know. God, a feature like that would be really nice in FF9. Because, like, you want to learn all the equipment skills in it.
Yeah.
And it's such a slog sometimes. We put that Quen bird to bed permanently.
Don't talk about how my bird tastes, please.
Oh. They put him in a bed.
Yeah.
I forgot. That's adorable. Why is there a wizard here?
Listen, you gotta have one wizard in your pirate crew.
Fair enough. I guess
Also,
I can't argue with that.
Also, I like the little touch here that like they have a mark on the map of where we are.
Mm-hmm. You are here.
Arr. Yep. Yeah, they have two sprites for someone who's old, and that guy's not a king. Or Sid.
True.
So, check, that's basically... I think that's just, like, the scan. Yeah, check enemy's HP, so we're... We need to get him to level 2 for learning. Devil crab. Yep. And back into here. Oh, don't kill too quickly.
Too fast at killing. My curse.
Come on. Come on. Punch me. There we go. A very strange move that I actually don't use all that much. So, but
It does mean you can put everybody in the back row.
yep. Also, get yourself some boots. Okay, maybe not here. Come on, where are you? There we go. Now we wait. There we go. Oh, Lena's dead.
That's fine, this ain't about her.
Oh, now you just goblin. Now you goblin punch the first time just to fuck with me. How very goblin of you.
It is very goblin-esque.
Yeah, if you don't get arrow here, it's a bit of a ways before you get arrow on your blue mages.
Million moons.
Into the town. Grog, 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 grog.
Me and the boys when we go to get grog. I'm once again thinking about how Grunk drinks them and he's got energy.
Here we have Tutorial Hut, otherwise known as Free Item Town.
It must be weird being a modern man and having the name of a caveman.
Yeah.
It's like your primary nickname. I don't know.
And now for one of the more slightly annoying start of game gear up situations, where we aren't actually allowed to mess with Ferris's stuff outside of the store.
Mm-hmm.
You'll grab one rod and one staff. Yeah, Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, Gronkowski. So, like, it's not his first name is not Gronk, but still, being known as Gronk has to be a little weird. Also, I'm now imagining, there definitely isn't, but is there any possible way you could get the nickname Bonk after a hit video game character Bonk, and have that be in any way good or a thing that you would want? Like, as a human being, would any human being want to have, like, their friends immediately associate them with Bonk?
Gronk, ball speaker of the Forest Orcs. Zoc. Oop. Bart's no longer small and blue-haired.
Do you think he dies at?
This is a retcon of the highest order, and I will not stand for it in these Pixel remasters.
I'm pretty sure he canonically has naturally blue hair and dyes it brown.
Definitely.
It's very fashionable. Nobody wants their natural hair colors in the setting of pink and purple and blue. They all want brown and black.
No, I can't. You can't make me be a protagonist. What's up, butts? morning time. Oh, can't forget this. Woo! Woo! Piano skill leveled up.
Da-da-da-da-da, piano power. The piano side quest is one of the funnier parts of this game.
Yeah.
Just because it's so weird that they decided to just kind of throw that in. It's very something Squaresoft would do in this era.
Yeah.
But
This game has a lot of just stuff they did to really like flesh out like weird ways to like kind of flesh out the job system like that of just yeah, some jobs you got to do some esoteric side quest stuff to get the stuff for them.
also makes sense some of the weird stuff that they did and also wanted to do in 6.
Mm-hmm.
If they were experimenting with this kind of thing. Like the idea in 6, during the second half of the game, there'd be a bit where you have to go around basically finding all of the characters from the first part and like re-recruiting them, and there would be one that was an imposter.
Mm-hmm.
You had to puzzle that out in order to get Shadow, and it's all stuff that it's probably for the best they didn't do that, but God.
Yeah.
Just very goofy ideas.
Final Fantasy is a series of experimentation. Among Fuss. Get back to the pirate cave. Also, we're taking the ship. So, good luck with that.
Enjoy swimming back. I never liked any of you anyway, bye!
Ah. The birds won't have a place to fly.
Definitely the only problem with this situation.
Mm-hmm. Fire only works because of crystal magic. Fire will not produce any heat if not for a crystal providing it magic. But first, grinding!
Hooray!
So we can get off of Blue Mage on some of these characters.
Yeah, we need to get them diversified. Blue Mage can only do every job for all of the party later.
Ouchie. Biting, hurting. Oh, the Nutkins give 2 ADP. I didn't even notice.
Nice.
Everybody's got learn. So now, I at least want to keep. I want to get blue. I want to get blue magic as a learnable ability on somebody. So maybe I'll keep Lena as a blue mage for now, and then swap to black mage later.
Might be an okay idea. It's not gonna hurt to have somebody in the blue mage role.
Yep.
Like, you have enough to work with, and like, they're decent physical attackers.
Alrighty then. What level is everybody right now? 6. Ching. My god. Butts stole the key from the old man.
Butts is a thief. Oh wait, right, you changed his job to that. That makes sense, actually.
Oh, I should probably move Gullof to the back. Probably look up. Not really much worth stealing most of the time. The monster. Yeah, Goblin Punch. Goblin Punch, a very special kick.
And the punch is a very special kind of kick.
Yep.
If you think about it.
It's Carl, a boss. Nope, not as much this time. Goblin Punch. So if I remember correctly, Goblin Punch's thing is that it does more damage if you're the same level.
Yes, I believe that's its specific gimmick. It just also happens to have the much more commonly used side effect of if you have it, if you use it, you can do full damage from the back row with physical attacks effectively.
Yep, and also and lets you bypass special effects of certain weapons like the chicken knife. When you're not stuck with like a full team of white mages or something, Carl boss, not a very hard boss.
In general, when you're not stuck with a party of a single thing, this first section of the game in general goes better. Though I will say, once you get to the ghost ship, That's fine with the full party of white mages.
Yeah.
Fine there.
That's pretty. You can handle that pretty well.
Mhm.
You also get an actual weapon for the white mages there. Ah! Bye, Sildra. Farewell.
See, this game is super dark. A puppy just died.
We did just see a puppy die. It's true. A very
You
large
just
puppy.
watched a puppy die of death disease and a whirlpool.
Good thing only the wind crystal died, or else we'd just be stuck here forever. Imagine if the water crystal had already exploded.
Yep, you'd be screwed.
That would be dark. We'd just starve to death here.
Uh-huh.
Go ocean mad.
Uh-huh. And then inevitably X, Death, and the Void would consume everything.
Yep.
Hooray!
Yay!
You should have given somebody powers earlier, fucking crystals. You sons of bitches. It took them a surprising amount of time to reach the point in Final Fantasy games where they started saying, but what if crystals bad? They have done that now.
Yeah.
Like several times. But it took them a while to get there. For a while the crystals are just crystals good. Crystals unequivocally good. FF14, of course, has the best story in the series, because it dares to ask, what if crystals morally ambiguous? What if you had a crystal and its morals were questionable, but not necessarily outright bad? What if crystal's too much? Or is crystals a crystal too much? Really, thinking about it, 4 is the start of... There is an ongoing thing of just environmental themes in a lot of these games.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the first big one in a vague sense, at least, because it's like, what if use crystals too much? Oh wait, no, that's more this one. I was missing.
Yeah, that's this one. The crystals in 4 are just kind of MacGuffins.
Yeah, the crystals don't clearly do anything in 4. That was one of my story complaints about it. Like a very minor one, but like,
yeah.
They don't clearly do anything.
They exist in a way of like...
them.
Yeah. There's like, they have a very vague, like, they're like very vaguely defined as being important to the world, but that's it. Because of the Lunarian technology or something, but...
Hey, Millie, they give me room to say my mom is not correct, so I'm willing to take that much. Most people... Here's the thing. A lot of people in FF14 will unquestioningly be like, but the crystal loves you and it's 100% good. And they're just blinded by the classic thing of Lady Pot.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't feel like the game ever forces you into a point in the story where you have to be 100% like, oh, hey, everything you did was 100% fine. It's more just, wow, some shit happened in the past and I guess we all have to deal with this now.
Also, because I have a thief, I am fucking zooming.
Benefit of Thief, you can move quick through the video game. So, like, Oh, they're Jesus aunts and uncles with no problems, except for how much they love us. I mean, FF14 definitely has a slight problem in that it wants everyone to be sympathetic. They don't... It is very rare when they are just like, no, this person kind of just sucks. They don't ever super commit to that. It would be fine for them to be bad sometimes. It also would be fine for them to, like, lay off on explaining everything. We did not need to know the true nature of the gods. They could have just left that ambiguous forever, and it would have been fine. Yeah, they are trying to close the book, and I entirely get it. They just want to say, yeah, we're done with this section of the story. But at the same time, I guess there were people in the fan base that were asking, hey, what's up with the gods? Oh. I don't think they need to give anybody an answer ever, and it would have been fine.
That's a funny little gap in the water effect here.
Mm-hmm. I think you're supposed to be climbing up on the box.
Maybe?
Is the idea. We are going on a treasure hunt, drinking mixed drinks, and trying not to be racist. God, I hope we're not racist. I hope it's not racist. I'm so scared of how racist it could potentially be.
I'm hoping we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah, please, somebody.
Please, Yoshi P, don't.
Somebody have convinced somebody somewhere to hire a sensitivity reader too, please. And actually listen to them. Don't just hire one to say you hired one. That is a thing I've heard, by the way, about specifically Wizards of the Coast, I think it was. They had a big thing where they hired a bunch of sensitivity readers for D&D. And they did not ask them to actually ever do anything or give any feedback on anything. They were just on staff to be able to point at and say, "Well, we asked our but we have sensitivity."
That would not be surprising to me.
Yeah. Point being, I hope somebody FF14 staff thought to hire someone like that and then actually listen to them. That would be good. I'm not gonna hold my breath, but...
Critical attack! Ah, shit. I went too fast.
Too fast, too far. I did not even know there was a hole you could drop through there.
There is. There'd just be a deadly speed trap for if you have a thief.
The one that I didn't have on GBA was 4, but I already had it on PlayStation, so...
I didn't have any of them. I rented one from GameFly, and then I rented 4 from GameFly.
I had 1, 2, 3, and 6 on Game Boy, and I had the 4 and Chrono Trigger compilation for PlayStation, which, you know, had real bad loading times.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Biggest problem with those releases, just... Oh, my stars and comets. Awkward gender writing.
Yeah.
I have definitely seen things handle it worse.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh yeah,
It
it is
doesn't
looking
linger.
over
It
in the
doesn't linger
Charlotte.
or anything on it. You know.
It doesn't linger on it, and like nobody's that weird about it. They're just like, oh yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Butts is just like, yeah, Ferris is who Ferris is. Don't dwell on it. Don't be weird. Don't be weird, Grandpa. Grandpa's the only one who's slightly weird about it, and it's clearly just because he's got old man Harumph disease.
Just notice something? Oh no.
Dun dun dun.
I'm exporting 810p? What the fuck?
I mean, so I've heard a recommendation that you should not stream at 1080p unless you have like a specific reason to, and that 720 is better to aim for. But I mean, 810's fine too, I guess.
I have no idea I have no idea what to do about that. Or if that's just Twitch or something, I don't know. Weird. I don't know. Yeah, like I'm not too worried about it. Just that's just a weird number. That's just such a weird number.
It is a very weird number.
Although I guess it's a number that makes sense because it's an increment of 90, same as pretty much all of them.
It's still in the proper ratio.
World map.
Oh, they made the world map a lot more visible.
Yeah.
It's just big and orange. It's still so weird that they didn't like throw it in a treasure chest or something. It's just sitting out there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure my first time through this game I walked past the map and did not realize it was there. Did not have a world map for the rest of the game.
Which is very funny because in this game, you just have a map. You just have a map innately in this version of the game.
Yeah, you just can't look at the detailed one until you get this, I guess.
Like, I just do this. I can see the room I'm in, even. Antidote, Phoenix down. Mind Flusher.
Is it something else in the other versions?
I think so, I don't remember what it is.
That's a skeleton.
Yep, got bandana.
He's dead. But, well, more so than he already was, you know.
Somehow this happens from opening a chest.
The chest was full of very dense air, and opening it allowed the air to escape because it was also pressurized.
Sure.
It was like, I don't know, neon gas or something. Oh, wait, no. Because that area was the dry area. It was clearly just full of pressurized oxygen. Or helium, actually. That was enough to lift the back part of the boat up. Clearly. That's the only thing that makes sense.
But, you know, that's just a game theory.
Oh, no. We didn't need to actually say it.
Hey, you invited this devil into the house.
I did invite the devil named MatPat into this household. It's true.
Also, they named the flea ability Scram.
Scram is a very good name for a running ability.
Yeah.
They should have called it Cheez-It.
I think they probably were trying to work within a character limit.
Fair enough. An RPG where all of the spell names are very long, detailed descriptions of what the spell does. I cast a fireball attack against a single target, while I cast a fireball attack against multiple targets.
Hop, 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 hop. It ain't the smell of cod.
It's the smell of butts.
It's the smell of Butts' mom. Who could that be?
Who the hell are you?
Probably no one important.
I do love that just the old man's dumbass and amnesia saves the day here.
Yeah.
Because power of friendship. Smack.
Smack. Kapow.
Bonk. Sproy. Hooray, our souls are back!
Yay!
Yay! Hooray!
Good for you. Oh. Right, I think she resists magic in this form.
Yeah, she resists magic in this form, and resists physical in the other one, I think.
Yeah.
Definitely use vampire right now.
Yeah, there we go.
Ooh, Arrow's putting out the damage.
Yep. Arrow is a really good spell. It's why it's part of it's like it's actually part of why Blue Mage is pretty good. It just gets access to a really good spell very early on.
And not a lot resists specifically wind magic.
Yeah.
Because there's only one wind magic spell, basically. Anytime this game comes up, I'm always thinking about the fact that from that one interview, there was just a guy on staff who made it his personal mission to squash like powerful strategies that players could use with different combos in the game, and so everybody else on staff was desperately trying to hide them from him. And they performed quite an admirable service, because otherwise this game would not be nearly as good as it is.
This game would not be as memorable if not for the fact that you can break it over your knee so well. I mean, I think it would still be pretty memorable. It's still a fun game regardless, but like the job system really like elevates it in the way it works.
Game. Still a good story.
Yeah. We got some bronze armor from the siren.
Okay, here is my bold statement. I think that the writing for Final Fantasy V is better than the writing for
Sorry, I couldn't hear the last bit.
Final Fantasy V's writing is better than the writing for Final Fantasy IV, because Final Fantasy V is willing to be funny.
True.
And I genuinely think, like, that makes the characters feel more well-realized when you're willing to get silly with them and have them mess up in ways that don't lead to tragedy and melodrama. Sometimes characters can just have a funny little foible. It can be a charm point.
Yeah.
And it gives them more depth. I feel like 4 is a little... yeah. They were jokes we didn't like as much. There were also less of them, I'd say.
Yeah.
There were still jokes every now and then, especially with Palom and Poron.
Yeah.
They were the two goofy characters, but... I think there is a reason people remember the line about the spoony bard, and that's because that line is very funny.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of jokes about Young is dumb, and also his wife beats him with a pan.
Hits him with a frying pan.
But yeah, Spoony Bard is like one of the moments of levity. Is one of the good like jokes people generally like, and it's very memorable for that reason.
And it was not intended as a joke; it was just a line.
Yeah.
It's apparently a thing in Japan that Japanese fans have no idea why Western fans care about that scene at all. Or at least that one line in particular.
Yeah, I think 1 through 4... there's a lot of stuff that I think I can think of that is like stuff I've laughed at in those games, in 1 through 4, but I don't think it's stuff that was intentionally funny, necessarily. A lot of it is very... laughing at the sort of absurdity and sort of fantasy nature of it all. Like,
that'd be really good. That
Final Fantasy 17, we'll see the it'll be word for word the Simpsons episode about the monorail.
That would also imply that they hired Conan O'Brien, because I'm pretty sure he wrote that episode. I'm imagining Conan O'Brien writing for Final Fantasy. It probably wouldn't be great, but it would probably be funny. But yeah, I think both comedy can be elevated by seriousness, and seriousness can be elevated by comedy. So
yeah,
having a mix of both is always good for it.
Yeah, I definitely think like that really starts taking its stride in Final Fantasy here. Like 6 also has a fair 6 from what I remember also has a fair bit of at least like, you know, levity through intentional levity through the character through some of the characters.
It definitely does. Like,
And that's a game. That's a game that gets real. That's a game that gets really dark. Relatively.
Yeah, Kefka is the clown, and sometimes Kefka is very funny. Locke sort of has like the devil may care charm and stuff going on. Terra just sometimes does weird stuff out of nowhere, and it's funny because it's just okay, sure. Stuff like that. Localizer had fun with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a few more man is horny jokes. This game has a couple of those too, but they're fewer and further between.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody, as far as I recall, nobody is horny in 7, with the exception of Don Corneo, who sucks, and arguably Aerith.
Yeah.
Like, 7's a pretty funny game, 8's a pretty funny game, in ways that I feel like are intentional, but people laugh at as if they weren't.
Yeah.
Sort of, 10 has the same problem, too.
10 has the same problem, along with the fact of like it being, you know, the first voice-acted one.
Yeah, so it's a little awkwardly directed. They weren't really sure what they wanted to do with that yet. And then 12 is boring.
12, I mean, 12...
funny game. It has some moments.
12 has its moments, yeah. I am Bosch von Rausenberg of Dalmasca!
Yeah. Don't believe Ondor's lies.
Like that part, that I absolutely think is intentionally funny for sure. That bit of 12 for sure. That's a factor of it with this too, is like it's, you know, just sort of a historical, you know, of people online in general, of just like ignoring that, like kind of pretending or not realizing or just kind of ignoring that, no, Japan is capable of just, Japan just like anywhere else is capable of you know, just directly doing comedy. Like, just because you laughed at it and it's a Japanese thing does not mean they didn't know what they were doing, you know?
Yeah, doing weird stuff, making jokes on purpose.
And yeah, deadpan comedy, I think, is about where it's gotten, like, I remember a lot of stuff with 15, I think, is a little bit more deadpan comedy, in a way, where it's like, it's more about just these characters being kind of funny and weird, in a way, without being, like, out-and-out jokes. Like, I think about, like, the little anime prequel thingy for 15, of like where like there's the bit of Noctis slowly pulling his lettuce off of his plate onto Ignis's plate, and Ignis is like, "Hey, stop that!" And then he just keeps doing it anyways.
Just the inherent joke of this prince, extremely important lad who's like extremely moody and seems depressed. What's his favorite hobby? Fucking fishing, baby! Yeah. Noctis in the puppiest jacket you've ever seen. Huge fucking boots, still with a perfect scene kid quality. Yeah. Yeah. He's so good. Noctis is a really good protagonist. Yeah. Give him that. He's great. I love Noctis. He's probably one of the better parts of that game, character-wise. From everything I've seen of it, at least. I haven't gone all the way through it. I'm excited to get there with this. Yeah, 15 I'm definitely looking forward to, because I do like, despite, you know, issues with that game, and despite, you know, the ongoing issue of Final Fantasy of like, man, y'all really like just centering men in your stories lately, huh? A lot. They've been doing that a lot lately. Despite that, I do like the boys. Like, Gladio's kind of boring, but I still like the group as a whole. Maybe the handsomest post-time. I could see that. I can agree with that. He's up there, definitely. Mysterious, discolored square. What is your secret? I'm now trying to think of the handsomest. If we're talking specifically protagonists, like main characters.
Yeah, he's kind of got a Keanu look to him. I can see it.
He does have a bit of that handsome grizzled Keanu look,
like yeah, post time skip. He's got that like Keanu beard and all that, like very like Bishon and John Wick.
I'm now thinking way too hard about most handsome Final Fantasy protagonist.
Oh, hold on a second.
It almost feels cheating to bring up the mono art in this sort of case, but I think it would have to be Furion for me. Out of protagonists specifically,
I can agree with that. That's fine. Yeah, mono art is definitely like. Amano art is a little bit cheating, because, like, damn, Amano draws some pretty fucking people.
Everyone is pretty in Amano art. But, like, I don't know. Furion always has a cool ass out there.
So here's one of the funniest ways to get blue magic. Throw an ether on a headstone.
And then they can actually use that spell that he's trying to use.
Oh yeah, 7R Barret, absolutely, just full on. That is an attractive fucking man.
He's extremely up there.
I gave you an ether. Use your fucking magic, asshole. Asshole rock.
Handsomest man in general. I haven't actually done that for a second. Barrett's definitely way up there.
Oh, you okay? So arrow does not work on you. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on.
I'll admit here that I have two kinds of types that are both. Well, one is more awful than the other, I'd say. And that I would say, in terms of handsome men, I'm very fond of. Oh god, which is Biggs and which is Wedge. But in 7R, I like. I think it's Wedge.
Yeah, I'm not. I think.
The awful one is. I'm charmed by guys like Irvine Caneas, even though they suck.
There we go, fucking finally. Christ.
Yeah, I meant Wedge.
But yeah, I would say I would say in terms of handsome men, I mean, I will be, listen, I have my own types. I'm gonna say Jekt. Honestly, I like Jekt. Jekt, Bosch, and Balthier, I think would be my top three after Barret. Like not in any particular order, just I kind of like, just, you know, the Jekt, Bosch, and Balthier are probably after Barret.
Balthier's also up there. Balthier's a good looking guy.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it. Aron does have like that Jean Reno thing going on. He's not a bad looking man.
I don't think I ever got to the point where All Cid shows up, so I don't actually know what he looks like. Gala Cat. Is Galacat one that has blue magic? No, I don't think so.
And then I guess there's Genesis, who is a Gak, but it's not the most handsome character Gak has ever played.
Yeah.
They kinda dressed Gak up like a nerd. Even the main character of Boojing Guy looks better than that version of Gak.
Yeah. I would say actually, you know, again, kind of some people probably know my taste also in this other direction. In Final Fantasy XIV, I'm gonna say Aaronville is probably my favorite looking dude so far. I like the bunny boy. He's cute.
Yeah, that's fair.
But also, I am also a person who has expressed, you know, attraction to Estinian before. the stinky dragoon.
I will say, overall, I haven't had much attraction to Estinian. But I will say, in the cutscene that you have in Endwalker, where he comes to your room and then he jumps out the window, god damn it, he's hot in that one.
Yeah, he's pretty good at that one.
He has his moment. My favorite 14 guy is Urion J. I've been championing Urion J is hot.
Oh no, I'm not gonna say that like, you know, Urion J's not hot. It's just he's not, you know, he's not like high on the list for me.
As soon as Urion J during like the one post Heaven's Word patch thing at the very end of the Warriors of Darkness story, as soon as he did that dumbass JoJo pose, I was like,
yeah,
yep, this man's hot.
Yeah, he's a big
This motherfucker.
Urion J has definitely climbed up the ranks of one of my favorite characters overall, for sure. And I am not going to say he's not. They have not done the work in making him look like an attractive, making him into appearing very attractive. It's just he's not like top of my personal list.
Fair. I get the lighting throwing you off.
Yeah, that's also true. That's also fair.
Everything looks relatively unrealistic in 14 in a very particular way that I can see making it hard to latch on to certain characters just in that way.
Cat scratch. Ow.
I do love the cat sprites. It makes it kind of look like they're wearing the wing packs, that those aren't naturally grown wings, they're just like
they're just like little backpacks.
Wizard out there gave a bunch of regular house cats little magic wing backpacks, and it's become everyone's problem.
Time to fight a husband. Time to fight a husband and wife.
Ugh. I can't believe Lena is fucking dead.
Lena begins her love affair with being poisoned.
Yeah, she does it a lot. She does it a lot in this particular area.
She does. It happens more than once in this particular area, which is something. You addle-pated, foul-complexioned, scofflaw.
Calling someone a scofflaw is pretty...
Oh my god, was there a fucking kick on that sprite? She just did a fucking flying kick. That's new, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, Raubon. Raubon's like #1 for Final Fantasy XIV, actually, yeah.
Something about Raubon doesn't work for me. I don't know.
I think if you got rid, I think it's as Millie's mentioned, the lighting thing. Like if you,
it might be the lighting.
If you could depict a 14 character in like the 7R like rendering and lighting and such, Raubon will be up there next to fucking like Barrett. Although, yeah, I like Hien as well in sort of the same way that I like Balthier. I think they've got a similar kind of physical attractiveness.
I'm really glad I've avoided the brain
Yeah.
poisoning of being able to find Emmett Selcott. I just can't. He's not. I can't do it. I can get how he appeals to some people, but he just does not even approach working for me. Also, he's awful. He's an awful rat grandpa.
Bitch. Jesus Christ. God. Fuck you.
Nice to see this fight is a pain even with the balanced party.
Yeah, well, I'm also I think I'm a little underleveled, to be quite honest. So, this is also a fight that like benefits from having like a black mage or something who can do big damage. Oh, why did they try to cure a corpse? Alright, well.
Round 2 will go better.
Yeah.
Also, I'm gonna say it, I do like him as a character. I do think the least hot Final Fantasy protagonist is Squall. Which is a shame because he is a romantic lead, and I don't think he's a bad-looking guy.
I did not hear the name, sorry.
Squall. Final Fantasy VIII, Squall.
Oh, yeah.
He's not a bad-looking guy, and, like, I think he's fine, but, like, I don't know. There's something about how he tends to be rendered. His face is too, like, wide.
Yeah.
And
no, Millie's got it.
Like a wedge pointing at you? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Millie's got it, though. The handsomest Final Fantasy protagonist is Mario.
Mario is very handsome.
This is canonical. If you this is canonical when you play the Paper Mario games, especially Thousand Year Door.
I've been thinking a lot. I caught a little bit of Author Blues streaming Mario's Time Machine Deluxe. And there's a bit where you get like a sketch of the Vitruvian Man, and like the entire gameplay of that game is figuring out who wants a thing and holding it out to them.
Yeah.
And Mario always says, "Could you use this?" Blank. They specifically call that drawing the perfect, the ideal man. So he just says, "Do you want this ideal man?" And I just couldn't help but imagine that he was gesturing to himself while saying. Mario does get a lot of
like
attention in the paper games.
Every single like female party member in I think every single female party member in Thousand Year Door has some moment of expressing attraction towards Mario.
Yeah, I think Flurry is the one who, like, least emphasizes it, but I do still think it happens.
Yeah.
Like, Miss Mouse has the femme fatale Fujiko Mine thing going on with you.
Yeah. Goombella has, like,
Goombella
expresses, like, a crush.
Yeah. Well, of course this dumpy short-hairy guy is the hottest man. Also, Rocky said that while making poor Tom.
I don't... Oh, jeez. Fucking poor Tom. Oh yeah, the Toad lady in Glitzville. Yeah, the manager lady.
I have seen some handsome Marios in my day, is what I will say. Like, especially those fashion drawings of Mario that GGGG did a while back. That's a fucking handsome Mario. It can be done. Mario can be extremely handsome. It's just usually he's too much of a little funny cartoon guy to really think about that. Also, gonna boldly say, thank you to whoever modeled Bowser in Mario Odyssey specifically. That is the hottest form of Bowser, 100%.
You're not wrong.
It's an extremely hot Bowser. The way his hair flops when he doesn't have the hat on,
yeah.
Oh my god. I have a Wedding Bowser amiibo on my desk, by the way. It's the only Odyssey amiibo I have. I had to get Wedding Bowser. I would say the Mario and Luigi Bowser is, like, most of the time too goofy to be hot. But he's still fine. It's the problem that almost every Mario character has, where oftentimes they are cartoon character enough that the hotness doesn't really shine through. Which is, like, fine. They're kids' games. The characters don't need to be hot. How did we get on this? Oh, right, because Mario RPG, right.
Okay, we're gonna swap over a bit. Oh, I have a Frost Rod.
A fraud.
That'll help.
Are you gonna snap it in half?
Hell yeah, I am.
Hell yeah. Everybody loves Rod Break.
Yeah, like she's doing a little fucking, little kick across the gap. I don't think that's a sprite that it's been used in this before. At least not in the GBA version, I don't think. Could be wrong, but.
I like that the poison arrows just poisoned her and apparently did not do any damage.
Oh wait, no. Oh no, I can just use it. I don't need to have it equipped to use it. Cool. There we go.
Bye.
Round 2 was a lot easier.
Doesn't even show up.
Nope. If you kill Magisa first, he never shows up. That's how the fight
great.
works.
Her husband's just like, alright, she's gonna signal me and I jump out. She's gonna signal me and I... Where is she? And then he cries.
Yeah.
This is the secret tragedy.
Listen. Yeah. It's like, is it more cruel that if we actually fight them that we kill him, or that we don't kill him and that he has to live alone? He has to live with the loss of his wife.
Yeah. The wifeless life is not a life at all.
And here we go, number 2. Lena just can't help but get poisoned.
I love poisonous gases. Ugh.
They give her the little poison bubbles on her.
Oh no! He's eating her!
It's like, look, it's like if you died and your cat got hungry, you know, it's...
That's true, it's understandable.
It's normal animal behavior.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, classic FF5 laugh sprite.
Uh-huh, you're scared of heights.
Too bad, we gotta go ride on this dragon now. Eat shit. Swallow your acrophobia.
And then Butts fell to his death. The end.
I love the dragon sprite.
It's very good.
Anyways, now that we got a dragon, we can fly over the meteor down here.
And do the castle because the king's probably dead. Oh, this so sounds like Kingdom Hearts area music to me.
Yeah.
This is one running around like Wonderland. Or like Disney Castle, maybe?
Yeah. I honestly, I think the Disney Castle music is meant to be, like, reminiscent of classic Final Fantasy castle music. This is the thing I like about Final Fantasy V. Is just there's a lot of little side quests. Like, you don't need to do this.
And
You don't have to do any of this. But
yeah, side
it
story
gives
moments for, yeah.
We're getting like these little extra character moments like this.
Mm-hmm. It reveals more about the characters, and it kind of rewards you for thinking about what the characters would want to do in the situation. Yeah, Bartz would want to check in on Boko.
Yeah. Or, you know, Ferris might want to see what's going on with the pirates.
Make
for
sure everyone's
thing.
okay as soon as she has an opportunity.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
You know, as soon as you get the opportunity to go to Bart's hometown, you know, you can head there.
And learn more about him and his childhood, because it would come up when you go there.
Mm-hmm.
But you also would never have a story reason to go there anyway, so might as well make it a side thing. And like, most of them don't get you rewards strictly, they're just there to like reward you with the story. And that's probably the best way to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it also means if you've already seen it once, you can just push forward.
Yeah. Like, I think, like, we kind of mentioned it earlier, but I do think, like, just overall, in addition to the humor and such, this is the game. This is also the other part of just. This is the Final Fantasy V is kind of where the characters start, where they start giving specific characters a lot more depth overall. Mm-hmm. Like, not to say that like
that direction with like, I would say even 2, but like in 4 they definitely attempt that, but at the same time there aren't a lot of characters who stick around for the whole thing.
Yeah, you don't get the party in 4. The characters in 4 change around so much for various reasons that it's hard to give a lot of them enough time to really develop and such. And also it's like, even then it's like, aside from a few things, you know, like, you know, the ones who do stick around the longest, it's like there's a lot more of the character, the cycling cast of characters in that game are more archetypal.
You've got the betraying friend, the Dark Knight attempting to redeem himself, the wife.
You got like, you got old sage. You've got like
I would say in terms of characters, Hell is probably the most interesting one in terms of things going on with him.
Yeah,
I would say he's
relative to the amount of time he's around. Yeah, he's very they jam pack a lot with him into the time he's around for him. So like he stands out a lot. Like, again, it's not like it's like I don't want to say like the characters in 4 are shallow. No, in any way. It's just, I think this game is it's you know, the first time we have a full party of named characters, and we are sticking with this full party of main characters for most of the game. There is one time where the party changes, and it's a big pivotal moment. And it doesn't feel, and you know, the character who comes in after that still doesn't feel like they are, like, less of a character, regardless, because she gets just as much time before she joins the party, you know, to sort of be around and develop, and gets her own little bits afterwards as well. Like, it's a lot more, it's a scaled down scope of a party of pre-made characters compared to the previous 2 times they've done this. Like, 2 had the problem of just like the 3 main characters are kind of that don't really do much, and then the rotating 4th character is just has the FF4 problem of rotating too much.
And, like, again, FF2, I feel like, tries to add some of this character depth, but really only to Furion and Leon, and that's it. Guys speak Beaver.
And even, like, Leon, most of his stuff doesn't come from much of what we see of him. It's just the presence of him as the Dark Knight and all that.
Yeah, and also a lot of his stuff is specifically around how it affects Furion and how he reacts to it.
Yeah. Like, it's worth telling. I think one of the most memorable character moments of that game that people remember, you know, like both this is kind of a light damnation. What?
Is that guy getting run over?
Well, okay, the guy getting run over by a boulder, that's something. But I mean, more mean within the like the central party is Guy Speak Beaver.
Guy Speak Beaver.
Guy Speak Beaver. That's it.
Guy Speak Beaver and that other guy fucking ate shit. Everybody loved him, and they made sure to tell you that they loved him, and then he got killed by a fucking boulder. 2 is funny.
2 is very funny. Like, I would not be opposed, but I doubt that they would for many reasons. I would not be opposed to, like, if I heard, like, something about, like, yeah, we are remaking Final Fantasy 2 in, like, trying to flesh it out into a full story and character stuff. And, like, I would be interested in seeing that, but I think for various reasons, particularly tied to, like, not wanting to compromise the vision of the guy who made it, they probably wouldn't do that.
That too.
Ah, different kind of magic.
Everybody loves summoning. Oh, I got confused there for a second. For a second there, I thought the Black Mage could equip the Battle Axe, and I was like, what the fuck?
That would be pretty good.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, no, axes are the exclusive weapon of one class until you max that class out.
Yep. And, like, axes are okay. They do a lot of damage.
And listen, in a non-Fiesta setting, I'm not gonna bother with Berserker. It's not happening. I'm just gonna say that up front.
Yeah, fair. Oh boy, the silver spectacles. Did you know that you can get the silver spectacles early in Final Fantasy X too by robbing one of the bosses?
Wow. Yep.
I don't know why I always think of that when I think of the silver spectacles, but sure what I think of.
I bet Bartz will never need to defeat a tree. Yeah, who needs an axe? It's not like we're going to be chopping down any trees.
Who would ever fight a tree? And if you end up fighting a tree, I think fire will work just as well.
Yeah.
Boy, I'm thinking about how many RPGs have the final boss be a tree of people. To be fair, a lot of the games I'm thinking of are Etrian Odyssey, where it's kind of a toss-up whether the tree will be evil or good, depending on what you're playing. But the tree's evil a lot of the time. Or at least has a really fucked up guy in it.
I'll just come back here later. Honestly, I don't.
Sometimes the tree has a really fucked up dude hanging out inside of it.
Yeah. I mean, just a couple weeks ago, we finished a game where we technically fought a tree.
That is
the
true.
Final boss. Like, it was a guy who possessed a tree, but, you know.
Guys who's possessed a tree, guys who are trees, guys who are possessed by a tree.
Yeah, a tree with a really fucked up guy in it, like Dark Souls 3.
There are so many fucked up guys in trees in FromSoft games.
Yep.
I'm also thinking of Demon Souls. If you think of the demon at the end, I forget what it's
the
called,
old one.
Great demon,
it's just the old one. I'm pretty sure, like the Great Old One or whatever.
Great Old One, yeah. That thing kind of looks like a fucked up tree.
It kind of is, yeah.
A bunch of brambles. Like a whole bunch of brambles.
Yeah, Curse Rotted Greatwood is peak fucked up guy tree.
Yeah, it's up there. It's a pretty fucked up guy tree. I think the only... unless something happens in Nexus, the only entry in Odyssey games where you do directly fight a fucked up tree guy are in 1 and 4. Because, like, the ultimate boss in 1 is the core of the tree, and even before then, you fight the guy who is fused to the tree and is the will of the tree. And then 4, the final boss of the main story is literally just the tree. You just fight the whole last tree, it turned into a guy, and it's gonna fuck everything up. So that one's a weird situation where the trees have split minds on things, and one part of it is turned into a fucked up guy, and the other part is like, hey, kick this fucked up guy's ass. I've summarized the story of entry in Odyssey 4. That's everything you need to know about it. Definitely covers all the important bits.
That's it. That's all you need to know about Entry in Odyssey. Nothing more, nothing less.
You go into a weird, screwed up tree dungeon, and you usually end up fighting some weird fucked up guy at the bottom.
Whoa! Holy moly! I think this is also the game where they realized, hey, we can just throw in some, like, kind of anachronistic, like, exclamations, and it's funny.
At least on the localization end. Though technically that's because this localization happened later.
Yeah.
But 6 has a lot.
But, you know, it's like stuff like, let's mosey, you know?
Yeah. I love Let's Mosey. I love how much of a dork Cloud is.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that the remake recognized that and really emphasized it.
I think what I like about the Pixel Remaster music for this game is there's a lot of trumpet going on. Alright. Waltz Tower.
That guys.
The Wet Tower.
The Wet Tower. Oh right, Rickard Mages. I forgot that they're called this.
Yep.
I will be right back.
Oh, nope. That didn't work. Jesus Christ. We are so weak to being drained. Ricardo, Major Taban, is that anything? Pas de Sul. Wyvern. Ah, falling. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'll just leave her on that for now. We're about to get new jobs. Good night, Millie. Thanks for hanging out. See ya tomorrow. It's time to fight. Everyone's favorite friend to children.
Nice, I'm back in time for Gorilla.
Yep. Friend of children.
You're gonna murder him. Think of how many children cry after this because you murdered Gorilla. This game's super dark.
It's so dark.
Oh. And that means that I, an adult, can like it without feeling embarrassed for something.
Yeah, exactly.
That really feels like what's at the core of a lot of that game theory shit.
What?
Just, I need to take this too seriously as a semi-joke but not joke, haha, so I can pretend that this is edgy so I can feel not weird taking it seriously as an adult.
Yeah. Bartz keeps getting punched.
This is normal for him.
Not a lot from Vampire.
You know, if I made an RPG, I would, as a joke, like on the first boss in the game, secretly put as a stealable item like Excalibur or something. But it's explicitly way before you even get access to the steal ability, so it's just there as a private joke to me and anybody who data mines the game later.
Yeah.
And if some speedrunners can figure out how to get to that boss with steel, then more's the better. Let them have it.
We have killed Garula, friend of children. We are the true monsters. No, I'm pretty sure that's extra. Well, we defeated Garula and we saved the crystal. Yay!
Trying to make a game theory of X-Death is actually the good guy.
God. What's fucked up is I can think of like how I can kind of think of a vague way someone could spin something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think says more about how spurious people can be about with their ideas about media than anything. Stay with me, man.
I wonder who. I guess this was just a knight who served.
Yeah, it's just
in his kingdom, but
yeah, it's just one of the knights of Baal.
Why did they send this one guy? Is what I'm curious about.
I mean, they also sent, like, it's the same thing. They just sent like a soldier each time after Galoof. After Galoof, didn't come back. They probably just sent like, okay, let's just send some soldiers. Like they send this guy. They send the werewolf from the werewolf town.
Mm-hmm.
Time mage. Time magic. Red Mage, you're not very good in this video game. I'm sorry.
I do like the build-up of having you pick up each of these and get them, but I also feel it is very cruel to put one up where you can't get it, but you can see it.
Yep. They want you to notice it. They want you to see it. They want to be all like, hey, maybe you can come back here later. Who knows? Oh, they don't... In the GBA version, you're like here looking at it when this thing starts up. You're like looking at the crystal.
God, amazing.
Yeah, fucking Red Mage. Like that's the thing about Red Mage is like the one like benefit thing of Red Mage requires you to get up to 1,000 ability points.
It is a very good ability, but yeah, it's
like
too much.
It's ridiculous. Like it makes it like so like like Red Mage isn't entirely worthless in. Red Mage with another caster is not an entirely worthless Fiesta team. But hey, Sildra's still alive. See, there was no dead no puppy died earlier. It's fine.
It's fine.
Oh yeah, like I said, dual cast with either of the two main mages is like ridiculous because like yeah, no, Red Mage and Black Mage, Red Mage and White Mage, yeah, you've just got a nuke. You've just got a nuke on your party. Potentially 2 nukes if you put in the time.
Would it be vaguely decent to like have somebody in Red Mage with the ability to equip either white or black magic at a higher level?
maybe it would give them, like, if you had black mage, I think red mage with black mage would make the red mage stronger because they'd get the black mage's stats, the black mage's magic stat. That would make red mage better, but the biggest problem with red mage is and will always be just their lack of access to magic. So yeah, I mean, you'd have access to black magic obviously through this, so it would be fine.
There, puppy's dying. Puppy even says, "I'm dying. Goodbye. Yep. I'm a dying puppy." Very tragic.
Yeah, like they limit red mage so fucking hard. Like, they didn't need to limit red mage as hard as they did for this game. Like, they could have given them another like level of magic, you know?
Yeah, like one more tier in each probably could have at least pushed it more into viability.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I mean, red mage starts falling off like by World 2 pretty much. Like, it's still fine, but like it quickly falls off. Like, you still like. You get into World 2 and you're still probably got rods you can go through to break with it. Yeah. That's basically what it does at that point.
They kinda overestimated the valuableness of red mage's flexibility, especially when you can equip abilities from other jobs.
Yeah, it's very much a thing of just like, yeah, like having just a thing that could use a class that could use all of white magic and all of black magic. Obviously, that would be just the one you'd use instead of either of the two. But, like, you don't need to make it... You don't need to have the drawback of, you know, it doesn't get all the way up to the tippy top of those magic schools be that drastic, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Or just, you know, like, give it a slightly boosted stat, you know? Give it boosted stats comparatively. Like, it's not very good. It's not able to do... You know, they're not able to do the high-end stuff, but they can do the low-end stuff really fucking well. You know, that kind of thing.
Honestly, something that I've heard suggested that I think would be a really good way to make red mage viable is, there's, like, one sword. It's either one sword early on in this or, like, one sword in a different game that is, like, it's powerful, has unique effects, and only red mage can equip it.
Mm-hmm.
Doing more of that would also probably...
Yeah, I think that was 3. I think that was 3 that had that. Is that red mage had specific... Or no, Dark Knight had specific weapons, but I think 3 had a red mage specific weapon that was really good, but... Anyways, Lena's gonna be a summoner now.
But yeah, I think there's potential in, like, giving red mage, like, access to utility weapons. Or weapons of unique power.
Yeah.
Because then they could, like, fill the role of filling niches in a bunch of different ways. Of either they can be filling the niche by casting, they can be doing it by using very specific useful physical attacks.
Yeah, let dual cast work on blue magic. Hell yeah.
Yeah, let people go full sicko. And yeah, I would say that is a thing with...
Oh shit. I forgot to... I immediately... I was looking at the list and I immediately forgot. I just immediately forgot to look around to look for Pawn's Chorus for blue magic in the tower. Whoopsie. There's other frogs in the game. We can get Pawn's Chorus elsewhere, but
that's Toad, right?
Yeah, basically it's a Toad. It's blue magic Toad. Let's see how I want to go this way.
Hello. How's it going?
Howdy.
How was Takeshi's challenge?
Bad. In a way I didn't quite expect, because I did expect it to be bad as a joke, and it was. Like, it is a game that is purposefully bad and supposed to be funny because it's bad.
Yes.
It was also bad in ways of just, like...
It is a game
it's
with
kind of riffing on secret games like Galaga or no, but it gives you like 0 clues, and they're not things you can figure out intuitively either.
That sounds pretty bad, yeah.
There are exactly 2 funny jokes in the game, though, is what I'd say.
Oh, yeah?
Or like especially funny jokes. Some of the jokes, like the only way you have to get to the island is the hang glider, and the hang glider controls like that. That's kind of funny, except for when you realize that they expect players playing it legit to like go through the hang glider section like 5 times so they can figure out things trial and error after it. But there are 2 really funny jokes. One is if you go to the enter password screen from the title screen, you can choose an option to punch the guy who enters your title, and he'll just scream, "Ah, murderer," and you'll immediately die.
Holy crap.
Dying before you even start the game is pretty funny.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And the second really good joke is when you get to the end of the game and get to the treasure, the old man who gave you the treasure map says, haha, I've been following you the whole time. Now the treasure's all mine. And just fucking murders you.
Oh my god.
Then that is a game over. And you have to start the game all the way from the beginning, basically.
Yep.
And murder the old man.
No way.
You have to murder him ahead of time so he can't kill you.
Oh my god.
It's
It is
really funny.
One of the video games of all
It's rude as
time.
hell, but it's really funny because it's very clear what you have to do after you realize, oh, I can't do anything about the old man who just kills me here. Well, the only thing I could possibly do is go back in time and murder
my
him
fucking
before
God.
now.
Please use this a bit. I forgot to put learn on everybody because I didn't realize these frogs were in this area.
So, what classes are your little dudes?
Right now, they are a thief, a summoner, a black mage, and a knight.
Cool.
Anyways, we have the frog magic now.
Hey.
This frog can die.
I love the frog sprites.
Oh my god, the frog victory sprite is pretty good.
I'm sad that Toad is less of a thing now in these games because it's always funny.
When was the last time Toad was like a prominent thing in Final Fantasy?
I would say 7.
Yeah, I want to say
I want to say
7 probably.
I'm pretty sure.
Long time.
7, infamous of the dancing toad sprite model.
Yeah.
But yeah, 8 didn't have Toad. 9 might have.
Maybe.
I think. 10 definitely didn't. 11 might have in some area, but that's never what it was.
14 technically. 14.
Has,
14 has it on certain fights.
14 does have it, and it's pretty
became
funny.
too soft to live, or something like that.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Oh, I know. Final Fantasy IX has like became too soft to live. Use like a soft item on like a stone enemy or something like that.
Oh yeah, that's the thing. It's like you can do in a lot of these games is if you there's in a couple of these games if you use the item that heals petrification. That's in this game even. If you use the item that cures petrification on certain enemies that are made of stone, it will just kill them.
Sort of like how you can kill undead by using.
That is actually a strategy for grinding in Final Fantasy V near the end of the game. There's an area where you can get just a big pile of 5 stone statue enemies that give a lot of ability points and gil, and they give more gil than a golden needle costs. So you just start throwing golden needles at them to just kill them instantly, and you get a bunch of stuff. It's a very useful strategy when you are playing the Fiesta and do not have a class that you can just deal with them. Alright, I don't know that I'll be able to do this just yet, but yeah, it's the art. Yeah, the art. Objet d'art is what the enemy is called. I don't know if we can actually handle Shiva right now, but we're gonna try.
I think Shiva had nice. I never fought Shiva in my playthrough because I did not have a summoner and I was playing Fiesta. The fact that my only playthrough of this game has been a Fiesta playthrough is a little weird. I should probably do a regular one at some point.
That do be the way it be. It is. I don't know if that actually afflicted blind on any of them.
Doesn't look like it. Nobody's wearing cool sunglasses.
Oh yeah, we have Sylph. Sylph is a good deal move.
Is there a certain modifier that guarantees a block percentage for a knight?
I don't know. I think I don't know. I know
there's probably a calculation. I think it depends partially on the level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't think they show debuff icons on enemies, so not really a way of knowing if the blind took or not. Oop, there goes Bart's. Oop. Sorry, I mean Butts.
If something's deep, it's usually the butts.
Yeah. Summoner. Summoner is a really strong class in this game. It's a really strong job in this game. There's a lot of variety you get with summons, and they do some really strong stuff. Like, Sylph is just possibly the best heal in this part of the game. At least the best group heal at the moment. Also, my judgment of not being able to do this is based on most Fiesta runs, so it is a little skewed. Most of my experience playing this game is Fiesta, so most of my knowledge of like the difficulty of things comes from of that. Yeah, it falls off a little bit in World 2 because like there aren't really many summons to get in World 2, and you're just kind of with the ones that you have available from World 1. But once you get into World 3 and you can get and you start getting the top end summons, it becomes ridiculous. Like Sildra and Leviathan are both just ridiculous summons. Odin as well, but not as much on like bosses, obviously, because Odin. It's
Are there any like tier lists for what jobs are the best and worst?
I don't know. It's kind of like a lot of it is like there's only really a few that are like that would be like you would say are bad. Most of them are just good. That's really kind of where it is. Like there's a few that I would say that just kind of don't pull their weight after a certain point. But
right.
Most of them are just good, and it's sort of just a scale of how much does this break the game.
Gotcha.
People have definitely made tier lists.
Yeah, because like there's things like you can say like Red Mage and Monk. Red Mage and Monk are just kind of bad. That's just kind of it.
The only class that like is straight up a detriment to have though is in certain situations Berserker.
Yeah, most jobs have something busted you can do with them. And yeah, like Berserker in certain situations is a detriment because you don't have any control over it. But also, Berserker has some strats to it. Like you can, if you get a Berserker, because you can manipulate Berserker by the fact that it has its secondary ability is more or less a dump ability, and you give it the right ability from the right job that affects its stats, and you can do some really crazy stuff with it. Like giving Berserker high magic is really good because they have access to the Rune Axe, which scales with magic. Ooh. So it's one of the strongest weapons in the game. Also, yeah, World 3 is generally easier than World 2 for most team compositions because World 3 is where you have all the busted stuff for the jobs that have busted stuff. Like that's the whole thing of like why Monk is just kind of bad is because Monk just doesn't have anything busted. It really just doesn't. It just kind of has punches and it has kick and like it's just Yang. It's just Yang from FF4 again. Is really all it is. It doesn't.
Yeah,
and it's worse than Yang, I think.
It has high health, but not the high defense to go with it.
Yeah.
And that really starts falling off at that point too.
Yeah, like you can do something with Monk's like HP plus ability on another job, like you know, like if you were doing Fiesta and you had Knight and Monk, you just have a really beefy Knight. You can have a really beefy Knight.
Mm-hmm. The other thing I'd say is like Monk's main purpose, honestly, is that in early parts of the game you can have a character that you mostly do not need to worry about equipment on. Which can save you money and make things more efficient later. And that would be the best thing that you can probably do with
sprint, it. You have fine passages. What else does Thief get? Okay, I want to get to Steel and Mug, I think. That's what I want.
Yeah, and there are definitely classes like Thief where it's like if you're playing normally, you mostly just want to mine this for abilities.
Yeah, Thief is here because it gives us access to the ability to see hidden passages, and Mug is very useful for being an attack that won't proc things like the chicken knife later on, and also can possibly steal. Also, yeah, what Val said in chat, one of the biggest problems with Monk is that being unarmed doesn't really benefit you that much, and like the weapons in this game are just really strong by the end game. It's like you get more from equipping a weapon than you do from from the monk being unarmed.
A lot of them have special effects too, so you probably want those if you can get a hold of them.
Yeah.
You get the ancient sword towards them. That one's really good because it can just inflict hold, which is really good status effect. Stuff like that. Or you have elemental weapons that let you hit enemies elemental weakness if they resist physical stuff. Stuff like that.
Yeah. What have you gotten from this?
But for the most part, you could assemble any class, any party of classes you like, and make it work. Healing items are powerful enough that you can get by with just those and not relying on a healer. There are certain places where you'll probably want elemental attacks, but you can probably figure out ways to get around that too.
Ferris is almost at the... Okay, so just a few more battles and Ferris will be ready to swap. Yeah, that's the whole thing of like why the Fiesta exists and why it's so fun is that you can make any team comp work, even with the jobs that aren't super good. Like you can still make it work. Yeah, 4 white mages works pretty well for a while. Like it's got some moments of roughness, but like you can get through those with enough time. But like you could absolutely just like go 4 white mages for an entire run of this and come out pretty okay. Like if you can get all the way through, like you're gonna have some trouble when you get to the towers, and like in order to get holy, you need to deal with the 2 towers and the guy that doesn't want you to hit him with magic, so you gotta just sort of smack him.
That is probably the point in the game that has the most challenge in terms of if, say, you wanted to go for an all-physical party or an all-magical party,
well,
you're gonna hit a wall there a little bit.
If you go for an all-physical party, you just don't need to do that. You just don't do that tower. You don't need to.
Yeah, true. You don't need to bother. Because all you get from it are spells. So, whatever.
Also, hey, we've been inflicted with old.
You went to the beach that makes you old.
Yep. The weird thing, the weird plant things that make you old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of World 3 in this game is just very optional. Like once you get to World 3, you technically have a very short amount of stuff that you need to do to get to just go to the end of the game.
It's very much the Chrono Trigger style design philosophy of the end game is mostly...
Oh, I forgot. These are why am I doing physical attacks with my magic users? What is wrong with me?
It's a lot of stuff that you don't strictly need to do, but will power you up significantly if you bother to do it. And tends to also be pretty fun. So, like, you know, that sort of fun. It's also interesting that in a normal playthrough of this game, it's kind of intended that towards the end of the game, you'll just have freelancers and put stuff on them. And
yeah,
sort
like,
of have to make your own class, effectively.
Yep.
And I've always thought that's a really part of it.
Yeah, once you got into freelancer, you no longer are like freelancer is very much the the payoff for having spent a lot of time grinding other jobs.
Because like if you max the master jobs, it gives stat bonuses to freelancer, and on top of that, they can equip 2 different job skills.
Yep.
And that's pretty neat.